We should start with our prayer.
Your voice is, I guess, low.
Okay. Is it fine now?
Yes. Now it's better.
Yeah. So should we start?
Yes, we can start.
Yeah. We will start with the prayer from Narayana Atharva Shirsham. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Sahano Bhunaktu. Sah Viryam Karvavahi. Tejasvina Vaditamastu. Ma Vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This prayer is from Narayana Atharva Shirsham and it praises the Lord Narayana. The Yajurveda, the crux of the Yajurveda about the Narayana Stavan, Narayana Stotram, it could be recalled like that: Narayana ya Vedam Sarvam Jadbhutam Jaccha Bhavyam Nishkalanko Niranjano Nirvikalpo Nirakhyataha Shuddho Devo Eko Narayano Na Dvitiyo Asti Kaschit Ya Evam Veda Sa Vishnur Eva Bhavati Sa Vishnur Eva Bhavati Yatad Yajurve Shiro Adite. That is the crux of the Yajurveda about the Narayana Stavan. And who is Narayana? Narayana Brahma, Narayana Brahma, Narayana Shiva, Narayana, Chakrasya Narayana, Kalasya Narayana, Dishasya Narayana, Vidishasya Narayana, Urdhvamcha Narayana, Adasya Narayana, Antarbahishya Narayana. It is explained where is the Narayana and who can understand and realize this. The presence of Narayana in Urdhva means at the there are 10 directions. So in the upper side, in the lower side also, Ardha, Urdhvacha Narayana, Adasya Narayana, Antarbahishya Narayana. So the our first prayer of Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karvavahe Tejasvina Vaditamastu Mavidvishavahe Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It is the Shanti Patha of Narayana Atharva Shirsham, which praises the Narayana, and only the Bhakta, one who is a true devotee, he can experience the presence of the Lord Antar Bahishya, everywhere. It is up, it is also downside, it is in all directions. Dishasya Narayana, Vidishasya Narayana, Brahmasya Narayana, Kalasya Narayana, Chakrasya Narayana. In this way, the Bhakta who has that realization that where is the Lord. And today's Abhanga 7 is about the Bhakta only. And it says that Parvata Pramane Pataka Karne Vajra Lepa Hone Abhaktasi Nahi Jasi Bhakti to Patita Bhakta Harisi na Bhajata Daivahata Jnanadeva Pramana Atmaha Nidana Sarva Ghati Purna Ekanande Ananta Vachara Baralati Varala Taya Kaisa Gop Taya Kaisoni Gopala Pave Hari. It is all about the bhakti. It is about the true devotion. So we will understand it with one story of Mahabhakta Prahlad. The story of Mahabhakta Prahlad will enlighten us what is bhakta and what is abhakta. But before that, we can have one experience of one small story that there were two high-rise buildings, and between this building there was a rope tied on that, and one skillful rope walker who was famous for his balancing, he started from one building to the another building on the rope, and the spectators were clapping for him. And when he reached the another building, they were praising him like anything, and they said that, oh, what balance you are, and you are very skillful, and you are very very perfect person regarding this balancing, and we salute to your daring and your perfection. That was their belief, isn't it? But when that artist, he asked them, if you have so much of belief, then give me your children, any one child, and I will take him on my shoulder, and I will pass from one building to another building on the rope. So no one was ready to hand over his child to him. And then he said that you have belief in me, you have praised me, but you don't have trust in me. And that is the difference between having a belief in the God and having trust in the God. Having trust in the God means there is a complete devotion, surrender. And that is the example of life of Mahabhakta Prahlad. Mahabhakta Prahlad in the Krita Yuga, he was the son of Hiranyakashipu. His mother's name was Kayadu, and he has his uh, aunt, Bua, means his father's sister. By her name, we celebrate Holi. Her name was Singhika and also known as Holika. And his father was very much enemy of Lord Vishnu. And he declared himself as a Lord. I am the Bhagwan, Bhagwan Hiranyakashipu. He was from Kashyapa Gotra, son of Kashyapa Rishi. He has a brother Hiranyaksha also. And he was very much into the illusion and inertia that I am the God. I am the omnipotent and I am the king and I can do anything. And so whosoever prays or devote his Antakarana Panchaka to Lord Vishnu, he is my enemy. And see, he had his own Bhakta, Vishnu Bhakta Prahlad, as his son in Hiranyakashipu, for Hiranyakashipu. And by birth, in his childhood, Prahlada started his journey, spiritual journey on path of divine life in the bhakti of Narayana. And Naradaji and Bhagwan Dattatreya, they had they were their Sadguru, and they had guided him about the bhakti, devotion. And with his 12 letters mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and he started his journey, father was very angry with Prahlada. What he is going to do? What is this? I am his father, who is the enemy of Lord Vishnu, Narayana, and this child is a very much devotee of the same Lord, and this is not going to be digested by me, and I will not accept that. He firstly tried to convince, but he couldn't. He was failed. He couldn't shaken his trust in Lord Vishnu. Then the Asura Vritti had started taking its shape and showing what it is, what is their power. There was enmity, there was one kind of revenge. With that revenge attitude, Hiranyakashipu started torturing and tried to attempt on his life of the Bhakta Prahlad. With the help of Hiranyakashipu's sister Singhika, what he did, Singhika was blessed by Lord Agni that she will not be burned on any fire by Agni. She is free of the any damage from the Agni Tattva. And he planned to take advantage of that boon. And with Singhika, he had one plan, a pyre of wood on which Singhika will be sitting with Mahabhakta Prahlad, and the fire will be set. And as Singhika has boon from Lord Agni, she will be without any damage, she will come out and Bhakta Prahlad will die by burning. That was the plan. And Hiranyakashipu and his brothers and all his important person in his kingdom. They gather together, they arrange all these things. And what the miracle, the Nama Smarana Bhakti of Lord Narayana with his mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And he was chanting it continuously with full trust. And when the fire was set and it flares up, after some time, what happened? That Holika means Singika, his father's sister, burnt into ashes. And Prahlad was not at all hurt by any flares or the Agni, and nothing happened to him. So that was the miracle of his trust. Just now, we had understand that what is the difference between belief and what is the difference between trust. Having believed that you are a very skillful person who can row on a tight rope is a different thing. Praising him is a different thing. I'm having trust in him and giving the child to him for crossing is a different thing. So it is so minute, it is so microscopic about the state of the mind. And Bhakta Prahlad is the Mahabhakta Prahlad because of his complete surrender, complete devotion, and complete trust in Lord Vishnu. So this is the example of an Bhakta. With this example of Bhakta, we can understand what is Abhakta and what is the Pataka. Parvata pramane pataka karne vajra lepa hone abhaktasi. One who is abhakta, he has the attitude of taking revenge. He only pampers his ignorance, illusion, inertia, his ego. I am the one, I am the supreme. And with that, he pampers his enmity also. So these all the gunas of the abhakta are in the asura. Asura also praise and they had a tapasya of Lord Shiva. But at the end, they have some expectation out of that tapasya. They wish to have some vardhan, means some boon or some blessings. And that is quite evident in the mythological stories that you name the Asura and he had some boon like Bhasmasura. He had undergone some tapasya and then he expected and achieved that vardhan or boon that whomsoever I will put my hand on his head, he will turn into ashes. And he tried to turn his own Lord Shiva into ashes. And that is the ruti of the Asura, that I want to be the supreme. No one above me, I. These are the characteristics of the abhakta. And the characteristics of the bhakta are like the Mahabhakta Prahlad, who has a complete surrender at the feet of the Lord. After tasting with this Agni Tattva, his father was not stopped. His enmity was not at all cut in. Then he started torturing him in different ways. He first of all placed him in a prison, locked him where there should be no light, no water, no food. How he can live? And the miracle happened. His uncle, means husband of his Bua, he come up. He had that revenge. He freed him from the prison and tied him with the rope and thrown him into the ocean so that he will die in the ocean. But there also, Am I audible?
Anantaji,
Prashant,
hello.
am I audible?
Now it's okay. It was breaking.
Okay, it was breaking. Okay, okay. So I think uh, you can test it now. Is it audible now?
A little bit. I guess low network because of that. Voice is breaking.
Now, how is it?
Now it's better.
Now it's better. Correct.
Yeah.
So, in this way, he was again being tested with the water. He was thrown into the ocean, and with the blessings of Lord Narayana, he was again saved. He was not at all harmed, and he come up. Then, in many ways, Hiranyakashipu tried to kill him, kill his own son, and that is the lakshana of the abhakta. Pataka, parvata pramane pataka karne, parapida papaya. So he tortured his own son, Hiranyakashipu, and that is the papa. He tortured in many ways. And in all times, he was saved by his Lord Narayana. He was thrown from the hill, but still he was not hurted at all. Narayana saved him. He is the master of, he is the controller of all the 5 elements. So be it water, be it fire, be it air, be it sky, be it earth, everywhere Narayana's controlling and his strength has saved him. And every time their enmity of the Asura and their revenge was increasing. How we can destroy him? And they used to say that he is a Mayavi. Prahlad is a Mayavi. But the fact is the different that he had, Prahlad had no enmity with anyone. He had just a complete surrender, trust, love, faith in his Lord. And that is the bhakta. One who is a abhakta, he is full of anger, full of ego, full of ignorance, full of illusion, full of inertia, and full of avidya. And that is their lakshan, which is found in his father. So, if abhakta is on his way of life, he will experience only the enmity and revenge, nothing else. But that is not true with the bhakta. He is always happy. Sat Chit Anand. He will experience his own Swarupa as a Sat Chit Anand. Satchidananda Swarupa. That in the Brahma Jnanavali of Adi Shankaracharya, in the last session about the Mandukya Upanishada and experiencing the Turiya, what is the experience in Turiya Avastha? So the experience could be, it is explained, very well explained by Adi Shankaracharya in Brahma Jnanavali. So this is the reality that the nature of bhakta and nature of abhakta, how they are different. A bhakta becomes like his God, unconditional love, always happy for no reason, always in cool and calmness, forgiveness, and having the udarata, means his open mind, big mindedness. He has that capability to forgive even his enemy also. So all these qualities of selflessness in conduct, unconditional love, devotion, they are in the bhakta. And that's why Jnaneshwar in his last OV, he said, Jnana Deva Pramana Atma Ha Nidhan. Atma Ha Nidhana is in the last sentence of this, the last sloka of this Abhanga is Jnanadeva Pramana Atma Ha Nidhana Sarva Ghati Purna Ekanande. So what is that Nidhana? Nidhana means what is the invaluable? What is invaluable in this world? And that is the Chaitanya. Kaivalyacha Putala, Pragatala Bhutala, चैतन्याचा जिव्हाळा ज्ञानोबा माझा. कैवल्याचा पुतळा प्रगटला भूतळा, चैतन्याचा जिव्हाळा ज्ञानोबा माझा. What is this Kaivalya? Kaivalya means he is free from all the three guna. He is free from all world desires. He is free from all three avastha. He is in the Turya. And he is always one with the Paramatatva. That liberation, that salvation, and that Atmanubhuti is the Kaivalya. And that was his Sahaja avastha of Sant Jnaneshwar. And for him, only this Chaitanya, Atma, Paramatatva, is the only and only invaluable thing in this world, in this existence. So, the Brahma Satyam Jagad Mithya, that is what is his truth and what it is the real. The real is only the Brahma. And so, Dhyana Deva Pramana, Atma Hanidhana, Sarva Ghati Purna Ekanande. Just now in the Narayana Atharva Shirsham, we have experienced how it is everywhere. Urdhvam cha Narayana, Adhasya Narayana, Antar Bahishya Narayana, Dishasya Narayana, Pratidishasya Narayana. Narayana ye vidam sarvam jadvitam jacha bhavyam nishkalanko niranjano nirvikalpo nirakhyata shuddho devo eko narayano na dvitiyo asti kashit ya evam veda. In this way, it is explained how he is everywhere. In the Purusha Sukta also it is explained how the Narayana, how the God, how the Lord is everywhere, omnipresent. And this is just possible to understand this when Mahabhakta Prahlad had a touchstone of Bhagwan Dattatreya. He had given him the Namasmarana mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, the 12 akshar, the 12 letters mantra. And his unshakable trust in that, it has turned into the miracles. Hiranyakashipu couldn't understand what is going on, how I am failed to kill him. But at the same time, what an ignorance and ego can do. It can kill his own son. That could be understood. And that is the abhakta. Vajra parvata pramane pataka karne vajra lepa hone abhakta. In this way, he was on his journey to commit sins, one after the another, Hiranyakashipu, and it becomes a vajra lepa. No one can get him rid from those karma of the pataka. All the sins, he couldn't get rid of that. And that's why in the last way, when it was about the Hiranyakashipu asked him, where is your Lord? Can you tell me? And Prahlad said, it is everywhere. It is omnipresent. Then he asked him, is he in this pillar of our palace? He said, yes, he is into that pillar also. And he just kicked that pillar. And then we know what happened. The Narasimha avatar had come out of that pillar and it just killed Hiranyakashipu. Even though he was boon, he was blessed that his death will be conditioned. He, without breaking this condition, he killed him. And the end comes of the abhakta. But he couldn't get rid of all his sins. It is like a parvata pramane pataka karane. The best example of how to go on the journey of sin is the Hiranyakashipu's life. It tells about how one can be on the journey of sin, committing sins. And the life of Bhakta Prahlada is the example of how a Bhakta's life is. What kind of surrender, what is devotion, what is trust. Nahi jasi bhakti to patita bhakta harisina bhajata daivahata ananta vachara baralati barala tya kaise ni gopala pave hari. It is the anubhava, it is the experience. It is not the a matter of discussion. It is a matter of experience. And it happens only when we have the complete devotion, surrender at the feet of Sadguru, as Prahlad had at the feet of Lord Dattatreya. And with that complete trust in his Sadguru, he chanted and he reached his journey towards the Paramatatva on the path of divine life, and he achieved that completeness. He became one with the Lord. Lord had to come into new incarnation as a fourth incarnation. The first one is the Matsya, second is Kurma, third is Varaha, and fourth is Nrusingha. He is having the head of a lion and rest part of the body as a human being. So Narasingha. So in this way it is evolved, right from the Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, and Narasingha. In this way, the life of this Dashavatar, it is also evolved. It gives the message how it is evolved with the time. And in this way, we can understand that what is the bhakta with example, what is the abhakta with example, what happens to bhakta, what is the bhakta's life, and what are the characteristics of the abhakta's life. This is a in very short, in only 4 slokas, in very short sentences, we could understand such a deep experience of the life. And it gives the meaning. And when that Purnatva he achieves, being one with the Paramatatva, then we can see the experience of the Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. So this Purnatva means what? It is not growing, it never inflates, and it do not decrease also, it don't go shorten. So that could be experienced with the ocean. Even though ocean has many rivers continuously pouring into it, it don't flattens. And even though the rivers are dried, it don't shrinks. That means Apuryamanaha Achala Pratishtha. Apuryamanaha Achala Pratishtha Samudramapaha Pravishanti Yadvat. So its limits are not changing with the water from the river pouring into it. The volume of the waters into the river, into the ocean. It is always stable, Sita Prajna. And that is the Purnatva, which never ever cross its limits. It neither shrinks or nor it grows. And that is the example by giving the example of ocean, how it is Purnamadaha Purnamidam. That is the nature of the Lord. That is the nature of this Paramatatva. It is always there. And we could also understand this with the Tattva of the space, Akasha Tattvam, how it is. See the space, it neither increases nor decreases. Even if we have so many bodies, so many living creatures, they born, they get birth, they die. Every living creature has this one Sukshma Tattva out of this Pancha Mahabhuta. It is a space, Akasha Tattvam. But still, that is Achala. Akash is Achala. For example, if I have a pot, earthen pot, that earthen pot has a space. That's why I can pour some water into it. If it has no space, we can't pour anything into it. If I break the pot, the space is unshakable. It has no difference at all. And if we make lakhs of pots, still the space is unaffected. It has no problem. It is always there. And that is the Purnamadaha Purnamidam. पूर्णात पूर्ण मुदच्यते, जो घटता नहीं है, बढ़ता नहीं है, जो ऐसा है जो स्थिर है. That is the experience, and that experience on the spiritual journey is a part of his life when the bhakta is in the complete devotion. He is into his Turiya Avastha. He is into the Vidya, Adhyatma Vidya. And he is get rid of the all avidya, inertia, illusion, ignorance, and ego. Then everything, all the darkness goes off and only remains the peace, happiness, unconditional love, selflessness in the conduct. In this way, we can experience these 4 lines of this 7th shloka of Ved Haripat. And the experiencing of this could be summarized as Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Shayasthita Aham Adishya Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Anta Evacha. That means this Tattva, this Brahma Tattva is much before the past and it will be after the future. That we had experienced in last session when we had a Mandukya Upanishad, A, U, Ma and Onkar, giving us the 4 stages of our Chaitanya: Vaishvanara, Taijasa, Prajya and Turiya. A, U, Ma and Onkar. So in this way, Onkar is the Paramatatva, which is much before the past and it will be after the future, and it is the only truth that remains with all of us. And with this, we can conclude today's session. If any light or any focus to be required or necessary, anyone can raise so that we can go ahead.
Thank you, Anantaji. If anyone would like to repeat any part, we can do that, or else we can take all the questions and doubts in next session, which will be on next Sunday. I guess we are good, Anantaji.
Okay, then we can conclude with our prayer.
Yep.
Harihi Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you. You all have a great day. We'll meet next Sunday for our group discussion.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.